Gibbs continues to do preposterous things with the football in his hands. Opening drive of the game, Jared Goff. Throw it to Gibbs. I throw him the ball more. I'd say I'd throw it to Bijan more, too. That's just me. What do I know? Full head of steam, gain of 19. Don't be afraid to give it to him again. They're not. Very next play. All right, Gibbs. And then he's on the loose, making folks miss. He had a worse one than this even later. Another look, breaking ankles. That led to a field goal. That tied for the second most in a single season in Lions history. And this one was just too easy. He is waltzing in 120 all-purpose yards, 3 rushing touchdowns, tying Barry Sanders, as I mentioned, for the most touchdowns scored in the first 3 seasons in NFL history. So we've got that context. Also, just as it relates to Detroit, Thursday was his 4th game with 3 touchdowns scored, 3rd most in Lions history, trailing the great Barry Sanders and the
Lions defeat the Cowboys and pretty much dim any light or any hope, possibility there was going to be a playoff run for the Cowboys this year by the score of 44-30. Jared Goff was 25 of 34, 309 yards and a touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs had 3 rushing touchdowns. David Montgomery had another one, and a couple of field goals as they win this thing by the score of 44-30. Dak Prescott was 31 of 47, 376, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. He was sacked 5 times. They ran the ball 24 times for 91 yards. CeeDee Lamb left the ball game after taking a vicious hit. He went up to catch a pass. His head hit the turf. That was the first thing to hit Ocho, and I knew he wasn't coming back because you saw the rigor mortis, the stiffness of that hand. It was a no-go. Although he possibly wanted to come back, that wasn't going to happen. Ryan Flanor came in. He had 9 for $115. So, again, the Cowboys have 2 receivers over 100 yards, but it wasn't enough to overcome the onslaught that the Detroit Lions put on them tonight. And, again, it was their defense that let them down. In the 3-game winning streak, Ocho, they were middle of the pack. We know what they were before that winning streak. They were almost at the very bottom. They were 31st in yards allowed and points allowed. They kind of reverted back to what they were in the past, and it caught up with them again tonight. And so the Lions win, keep their playoff hopes alive, and dim possible any chance the Cowboys had. Let's see if the Cowboys can win out. There's still a chance. They got 4 games left. Can they win out and catch the Eagles or somebody else in the playoffs? It remains to be seen. But Ocho, the Cowboys in order, and I think the Cowboys have a good team, but they got to get some better defensively. They've got to get better defensively.
And I was just going to say that defensively, they've been playing good, huh? They've been playing good defensively. But obviously, in games like this is one of those games where when they needed it most and they had to have it, where they actually had an opportunity, despite having 2 turnovers. Obviously, you paid double for those. Despite having 2 turnovers, you had a chance to come back in the game, but you weren't able to stop them on defense when you actually needed it. And for the Lions, I'm not even giving credit to the goddamn offense. I know the offense scored 44 points tonight. I know they scored 44, but that goddamn defense, Muhammad played very, very well. He had 3 sacks on Dak. And I'm not sure what the Cowboys offense was doing, understanding that if you have anything over a 3-step drop for Dak, you have to chip and help the goddamn tackles out. You got to help the tackles out because in space, one-on-one, they're getting beat every goddamn time.
It seems like they were doing that with Hutchinson, but they forgot about Muhammad on the other side. Because if you noticed, Ocho, they were doing a lot of chip, a lot of doubling on Hutchinson, but they were leaving Muhammad single block.
And he made him pay.
And that's what he should do. But for me, Ocho, the defense, they need look. Hey, Cowboy fans, I want to know, did Quentin Williams or Kenny Clark, did they play tonight? Because y'all had a lot to say to me and Ocho a couple of weeks ago. Oh, I thought you said this trade wasn't going to help. I thought you say this trade wasn't going to do nothing. We don't need Micah. Now, I want y'all to tell me the Cowboy defender that got 12 and a half sacks. I want you to tell me the Cowboy defender that demands a double team. They do realize that Michael Parsons leads in double teams. He's third. Myles Garrett and T.J. Watt are like 1, 2, 3 chips. So I want to know what defensive player that you got that commands a double team, and you can say, you know what? Hey, he can double, so that means somebody else going to eat. Tell me the guy. Because I'm looking at the stats. I'm looking at all these guys. If I didn't know better, if I didn't see it with my own eyes, I would swear Quentin Williams. I would swear Kenny Clark didn't play tonight. Y'all keep Ocho, Deron Bland ain't the same. Did you see Gibbs shake him on the sideline?
Wait. You know what? You know what happened right there, huh? I know what happened. I'm not taking up for him, but you understand right there. The sideline is your friend. If the sideline is your friend, you know that. You come under control and stay to its inside shoulder. Why you running full speed trying to tackle somebody that you know is shifty?
And you already know Gibbs got more moves than $1,000 hooker. So you know he gonna let it go. Ocho, you already know this. He shook him so bad. Ocho, he shook him so bad, he just laid on the ground out of bounds. Chat, y'all saw it. Chat, if I'm lying, Lord, take me right now. Y'all saw what he did. Pretend like we didn't see it, but we saw it.
Listen, call the rule number one as a defender. I know I don't play defense, but even I know you got to come to balance. The shiftier the player is, you got to come to balance, you know, and you take away the angle. The sideline is your friend right there for Deron Bland. You don't run in there hauling ass out of control. You gonna lose that every time. 10 out of 10.
Ocho, you want to talk to the Lions defense? How many times did CD Lamb spin out? You know CD Lamb, Ocho, that's his move. You know CD Lamb gonna spin out and come back inside, and they overrun it every time.
Yeah.
I think the Cowboys have the look. I know you saw this. When they kicked that field goal, they got mad at George Pickens. They took him out on the drive that Flournoy ended up scoring because Pickens loafed on the route and Dak threw it to him. And Dak was looking like, what are you doing? And that next drive they came and they went down to score, and Pickens didn't see the field. Now, he has a tendency. He's been great thus far. But he has a tendency to drift, Ocho, when he doesn't get the ball or things are not going well for him. He has a tendency to drift. He's been sensational. And if they had won this game tonight without CD and with Pick being somewhat quiet, man, I'd have had to put Dak way on the. I might have put Dak in second place on the MVP because to do what he did, man, he made Flournoy like, hold on. You mean to tell me Flournoy can play?
Listen, no disrespect to Illinois, but you know it's easy when you're one-on-one. And once CD went down, you know what the game plan is from that point on. Hey, we gonna shell, we gonna shell, we gonna two, we gonna 55. Goddamn, wherever three go, we putting two on him. It don't matter. We could play underneath, we could play over top. We got to make sure he's not getting the ball. And I think probably, I'm not sure what coverage it was when he did loaf, but Dak was like, listen, I'm coming to you anyway. Yeah.
And right before the half, Ocho, Tesla, he had it. But what you call had already made up his mind that he was throwing his ball out of bounds at the same time. Ocho,